not necessarily telling myself that I have to have a certain morning routine, and just really enjoying my time.
That's awesome. How do you, and I'd love to jump in with you and Aimee a little bit, like, you know, you talk about Aimee. How do you guys build, like, what are the building blocks? Do you guys have date nights? Because I find a lot of people that are super successful, like you and Aimee, you guys, you know, are all over the place. Obviously, you live in the same place, but you're still traveling and everything else. How do you stay close? How do you stay together? How does that work?
I guess we do eat together, and we play some board games and stuff like that. So that always helps. And, you know, since we work together on a lot of things, we have really no choice but to talk to each other every day. So we have so many, we have so many businesses and stuff together. We really have no choice but to talk to each other every single day.
What are your favorite board games? I just got Monopoly, so I'm super excited when I get back. We should have taken it on the road, but we didn't. So we'll take it. We'll get it when I get back.
My absolute favorite is Chinese checkers. I used to always play it with my grandma as a child, and I love it. It's my favorite. I haven't lost against anybody yet, but I also haven't played any pros because nobody knows how to play Chinese checkers. So that's my absolute favorite. I love it. And I love like Uno and card games. I love a lot of simple and easy games. Those are my favorite games.
That's awesome. So why did you pick, are you doing a audiobook too, or is it just going to be printed?
It's just going to be printed. And the reason why I'm not doing an audiobook is because I don't want to say the name too loud because then they get excited. Alexa. Oh, she still got excited. So actually, those Amazon Echoes and stuff, they can read the book if you buy it from an electronic copy version. So you can just say, hey, Amazon Echo's name, can you read me Panic Germs and the Truth Inside American Mouths? And it'll read it to you. And I had it on the other day, and I had it read it through start to finish. And, you know, I just don't think there's any need for me to do an audiobook because it's basically already there for free without any work.
That's awesome. I mean, You guys are number one in oral health. I mean, out of all of the dentists, and that's on Amazon, out of all the dentists, you know, in the world, like, this is amazing that you guys rocked it. And I know you had a doctor behind you. Was a doctor, a dentist? What was his specialty?
I had Dr. Nicholas Meyer, who's the president of the dentistry board, the American Dentistry Board, and he's a biological dentist. He's absolutely brilliant. He works in Arizona. And I had Dr. Gladys McGarry, who is the doctor who created the word holistic and the whole holistic movement. She is an absolutely beautiful person. She is amazing at every level. And she's going to turn 100 years old, I think, in November. So she's incredible. And all of the things that she's done, she brought hypnosis to the United States. She brought holistic medicine to the United States. She brought, what else besides hypnosis? Something else. And also she created birth plans for women. Before that, women weren't allowed to really have a voice in how they wanted to give birth. And she made it possible for their partners to be in the birth room with the woman, because before, you know, the woman wasn't allowed to have anybody with her. So she has done so many amazing things in healthcare, and I'm just so excited to be working closely with her on so many different projects.
So that's amazing that she's 100 years old. She brought this into holistic as a term. What's interesting too is the birth. So Deanna and I are having a baby in November. And it's amazing to be able to see the difference between a home birth or a home center birth or a hospital. And right now with Corona, a man doesn't get to, the husband doesn't get to hang out in the hospital. And from the beginning, I was like, hey, we should have a home birth. I didn't know there were like home center births. And so it's so amazing to be able to see what's out there that's safe, that has an OBGYN and a midwife, to be able to really add value to a family unit. Let me ask you, how did you build relationships with these two doctors?
Well, with Gladys, it was meant to be. I met her at an event in San Diego, and I don't know how old I was, but I was younger. And I didn't even know that the word holistic was even invented. And I was working closely with some other book titles that I'm going to publish in the future that had that word in it, and so many other things. And whenever I met her, we just clicked. We were great friends right away. And it was just such, like, I just say that it was just meant to be, because I felt like I was meant to be. I wasn't even supposed to be at the event. I was supposed to be at another event previously, but I said, no, I have to go to this one. And I just felt it. And, I think it was just meant to be. And so, it was so simple with her, because we just clicked right away. And then she's the one who introduced me to Dr. Nicholas.
That's amazing. So networking, let's talk about that. Cause you're on the younger side, and a lot of people don't, you're very successful. But a lot of people don't really, know how to network right, know how to build. You're building a relationship with a doctor who's 100 years old. And I think a lot of people would be like, oh, what does she bring to the table, whatever else. But she's the leader in the holistic world in the U.S. How do you think about building relationships today versus maybe when you were, a kid and not knowing how to build a relationship?
Honestly, I think I've always known how to build a relationship, because I come from a very small town, and I was raised with people who had known me since I was 3. I went to school with people who've known me since I was 3 years old, all the way to 18. And my class was like 12 people. And so relationships was really everything, because that's like, you can't go out and meet new people because there are no new people to meet. So you have to make it work with what you have around you. And so there was no place to hide, no place, like, relationships is really everything in that small town, and with those classmates, because there's nowhere else I could go. I had to really make those relationships count. And so I think that was a big influence on me, just because if you can imagine, like, only being around the people you've been with since you were 3 years old, and going through all of those changes with everybody, and having to grow with these people, you really learn how to have good relationships. You learn how to apologize, because you have no choice but to keep that relationship. You learn how to respect people. You learn how to treat people well, because you can't just right now there's such a cancel culture where you just delete a relationship basically and you move on to the next. That's not a thing in small towns. You can't just cancel people in very small towns. And so, like, learning to just that human factor of just respecting people and loving them no matter what they're going through, or whatever's happening, is just a big thing in I guess small town values. And so that's been the number one, I think, influence for me with relationships. And then the other thing is, I think it relates to that. So many people, I guess, and my Instagram and everywhere else, the first thing they do whenever, like, I see a message, they say, hey, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? Can you do that for me? Like, as a girl in a small town, like, I would never, ever ask anybody that. Like, I'd never be like, do this for me, or do this for me, especially a stranger, because I was just so ingrained with respect and community values and win-win situations. And so I think that's a big mistake that so many people make, that, they think that somebody who's successful has time to help everybody like and comment on their on their posts, or to put everybody on Entrepreneur, to put everybody on Forbes, just because they asked, and even if they have nothing. And it's like, that's the worst way to start a relationship, is by asking something or being entitled to something from somebody. So anytime I ever start a relationship, it's really it's not, what can I get from you? Like, I never thought that I'd be working on projects with Gladys. I mean, I'm glad that it came to that, but I was just happy to meet her and learn from her. And so I never thought, what can I get from her? That was never, ever anything there. I was just, when I heard her story and I heard how many people didn't know her, my first thought was, how can I make everybody know her name? Because she's such an important part in history, and so many people don't know her. So my first thought when I met her was, I need to make everybody know her. And then everything else came after.
I love it. I find that building relationships are so key. It's like what we've done, with you guys and myself. Aimee, I really appreciate your time today. You're a rock star. Love it. Let me ask you this. Where can people go to connect with you?
Absolutely. So I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I have a Facebook page, and it's all AIMEE TARIQ.
I love it. Aimee, thank you so much. You guys, Significance Breeds Success, every Tuesday with somebody that's impacting somebody else's life. Check out her book, Panic, Germs and the Truth Inside the American Mouths. And I want you guys to go to Amazon, check it out. I've already got it. So are you going to get it is the question. Go change your life, change your family's life this week. See you guys later.